What is evil? So, evil is oftentimes thought of as an absolute. Most people consider certain things absolutely evil, and sometimes groups of people think that certain other groups of people are evil. But what I'm going to propose here is a way to understand evil. And um, basically, what I'm proposing is that evil is not absolute, it's relative. And what that means is what's evil for one person or group of people is not evil necessarily to another person or another group of people. And sometimes what can happen is one group can believe that this group is absolutely evil, and then this group can think that this group is absolutely evil. So who can adjudicate which group is absolutely evil? Who's the objective arbiter of this disagreement? Well, maybe there isn't really a truth. Maybe it's relative and it's perspectival. Um, so the claim I'm going to make is that evil is that which threatens your survival. Okay? And it could be directly, like somebody is threatening your life, or it could be more indirect, like somebody is inhibiting your lifestyle, um, or, you know, maybe somebody is kind of screwing you over in one way or another, then that person is considered to be evil. Now, we don't like to think of ourselves as evil, but if we look honestly, I'm sure there's been an occasion, whether it was deliberate or unconscious, that you may have screwed somebody over in your past. So, uh, somebody may have thought that that was evil. So that's something to accept when we're trying to think of evil, relatively speaking. So, different people and different groups of people have different ways of surviving. We can call these survival strategies. And depending on your culture or your environment, the climate of your environment, maybe the food that's available to you, and the different resources that you have, people are going to have different strategies to survive. Somebody living in the Amazon jungle is going to have different survival strategies to somebody who's living in the city. And somebody who is living in a hot climate versus a cold climate, or with certain types of foods available, people might be more likely to become farmers, or um, they might hunt. And this also changes with the time that we live in and the location, because our strategies evolve with our civilizations and our technology. So basically, what's going on is you could have one person or one group of people, and then you have another person or group of people, and these people do certain things to survive. and these people do certain things to survive. But their survival can hinder their survival because their strategies might conflict. People have different ways of life. And then when that happens, this may impede the survival and vice versa. Then the other they call each other evil. So in this sense, evil is a projection of the mind as opposed to some uh external absolute thing. Now the thing is this can be overcome to at least a large degree just through understanding the other's survival strategy. Because you can kind of meet in the middle, you can coexist, you can create a strategy that is you know sort of co-symbiotic, um, or create some sort of co-symbiosis between the two groups. And also, some of the things that we might misconstrue as a threat to our survival might just be something that is something we're not uh, used to, or maybe it's just some different tradition that seems foreign to us. So a lot of times that's not what we might misconstrue as a survival threat or something like that is really just a misunderstanding. And that you can see that happen with you know people people thinking about like the Middle East or something. When you're in the West, you might some people, they hear about some extreme um group, a religious group or whatever, and then they don't understand the religion across the board, and then they take that extreme small example of people, and you have extreme groups of people across the whole planet, but they take that, and because they don't understand the culture or religion of anybody, they take that thing, and it scares them, and then they kind of paint with a broad brush, and they just think that that whole group, because it's kind of mysterious and unknown to them, they think the whole thing is a threat to their survival, when if they took the time to understand, they would realize that that small extreme group is not a um, indicator of the whole culture at all. Just like the people who are radically extreme in our in the West, or wherever you might be, that isn't an indicator of the whole there either. So by learning about the other, then we can start to um, understand better and more clearly what their survival strategies actually are, and what we can do to smooth that over and to integrate. And that's the way to ironically, the way to end evil is to integrate the evil, and then to actually then dispel the fear and smooth over the differences. But counterintuitively, what people do, without realizing what I was just talking about there, the integration, counterintuitively, what people do is they try to get rid of evil. And by doing that, they actually are perpetuating the evil in the world, because they're becoming more of a threat to the survival of the other people that they're calling evil, where they're no different. We're all just people. We're all more similar than not, Um, and we all can be afraid of things we don't understand, and we can, uh, you know, think that something's evil when it's not. Um, and the very act of trying to stamp that evil out is the evil that we're becoming the monster that we're trying to that we think we're trying to get rid of. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't people and instances where horrific atrocities happen, and people, there's murderers and serial killers and people who do nasty crimes out there. But typically speaking, these people are they're pretty messed up themselves, unfortunately. And that's not a good indicator either for the way that people just are naturally. I'm not saying it's unnatural for someone to be all messed up, so to speak, um, but it's an anomaly. So we could call those people evil, but that's also is gonna fail to somehow integrate the people who could be integrated. Um, and instead of calling them evil, we could also understand that they're very sick. So, if you like this video, then please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button. If you have anything you want to say, then comment down below. If you know anybody who might like this, then please share it. And if you want to get notifications whenever I drop new content, then hit that little bell button. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.